welcome to the fucking podcast.
Yeah.
We just came from the Patreon.
We
yeah,
did.
Wolfgang Hunter, our old comedy friend from, not old comedy friend, but we started together and
We were kids. We were all kids.
I mean, we were probably, how old are you now?
I'm 26. I think I met you guys when I was 18.
Yeah, so I would have been
Yeah.
18 also.
Yeah.
I would have been 20
Yeah.
when we met.
Crazy.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
Lots
And then it was
changed.
just smooth sailing.
yeah, no,
Everything
weird.
worked out. And then
Everybody
it
was at the same level. It was never irritating watching anybody bomb. No, I think we all kind of like branched out and yeah. Working in a kitchen for like 12 years will bring you back down to
It's evened you out. But I feel like if you made like a whole, because you moved to New York when? How old were you?
I was 23.
Yeah, so you've been here for like a minute.
Damn,
I'm
wow.
27 now, I guess.
Yeah, man. And you kind of,
I
feel
was
like
like
you made a
22,
lot of good
23.
shit.
Did we
so
move
that
here
way-
around the same time?
We moved here around. I remember we we moved
That
kinda
sounds-
around
yeah.
the same time. Yeah, me and like Emil got like pizza when like we moved. Here.
Yeah, dude. Wow. It's so hard to when you're, well, I don't want to make you say what neighborhood you're in, but it's like when you're in different parts
The
of
Wolfgang
Brooklyn, it's
stalkers
so
are
hard
gonna
to
come.
like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But it's like you really like, it's hard to see each other a lot. Like
No,
there's
it's
some people,
totally true.
there's
Yeah.
people that I'll be like, hey, I haven't seen you in a minute. And they're like, yeah, I don't live in New York. And I'm like,
Yeah,
oh, well,
you-
I see you every 3 months. And like, that's how often I see a lot of my friends that live here. Like,
Especially if you're not doing the same shows or like hanging out in the same neighborhoods.
yeah.
Like
no.
it's like I feel like I'm like on the Lower East Side or like Bushwick.
There's
or like other
also-
shit. You know what I mean?
There's also just a grip where I was just bartending nonstop and I wasn't even really getting out that much.
Oh
Yeah.
damn.
Oh, I do remember that because it was like a fancy place, right?
Yeah, it was a bathhouse. It was that like fucking this if you describing this place is like infuriating, but it was
Oh,
like
good. Yeah.
it was like a crypto server farm where they like siphoned off all the steam from the servers to power like saunas.
Are you fucking
And
serious?
then there was like a restaurant and a bar.
That sounds like a meme.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, so much of New York isn't real.
no,
it's like
it
a
doesn't.
hallucination. It was a crypto server farm.
And they used the heat literally generated by the servers to heat the saunas?
Yeah, like it,
Wait,
it-
so they're basically
That's
making money
so
off doing
funny.
a fake thing,
thing,
and then
they
making
just
a
have a
shitload
place.
of money off
It's
saunas.
basically their treehouse. Like it's just these rich crypto guys, and like they get to go like sauna, and I guess they can charge other people for using their saunas.
It literally is Joe Rogan heaven.
yeah,
It's like if you die doing a cold plunge or something, you go to a crypto fueled sauna.
yeah, dude. I think like
Insane.
I remember like one of like the owners like he didn't when I ended up getting fired from this because like I had a thing go viral and like it got back to HR.
What was the thing?
Oh, was it making fun of them?
No, it was like that monk thing I did.
Well,
The-
Oh, the medieval monk thing?
yeah. There's like
Dude, you really are like a legend. You're like, you got fired for a bit?
yeah.
You're like going for the cause.
I got
dude.
fired from a bit, which the job itself sounds like a Connor O'Malley like riff. Like,
Yeah.
It just sounds like something that he would like. Yeah, I'm at the crypto server farm working in my restaurant because we siphon off the steam.
Yeah. No, it sounds like a roast joke. It doesn't sound like a real place.
Yeah, and like
You got fired from the crypto farm for posting a clip that went viral. It's
But-
like, what? Imagine saying that to someone in like 1980.
and one of the owners almost
their head
didn't
would
want to
explode.
fire me because he's like, yeah, but you said you did the mothership that one time. Like that's
Oh
like,
my
Wait,
god.
so that was how you fought back, where you're just like,
no.
They're like,
fought
can I
back-
get benefits? You're like, no.
I
And they're
fought
like,
back
I know
using, like,
microscene.
Logic and Region, where like Reason, where they were like they like tried to say that I was like coming into work late, and that's why they were firing me. Because I would be like 5 or 10 minutes like later early. Because they had this crazy clock-in system where it's like they only had one module to clock in on, like one iPad, and everybody had to like clock in exactly when their shift started. If you clocked in early or later, or clocked out early or later than your time that was set, you were penalized with points. So everybody had
If you
enough
clocked in
points.
early, you were penalized?
You clocked in early, you're penalized. You clocked in late, you're penalized.
is
If you
it just because
clocked
they don't
out
want to pay
early
you
or late?
anything extra at all?
It was like ostensibly made because the sauna people were salaried. It wasn't even really for the restaurant people because people were just hanging out trying to collect extra hourly. But we made like dick hourly. We just got tips. But they were like, yeah, you're staying like late. I'm like, yeah, because I have to fucking roll all the silverware and like polish the glasses. And also like our manager broke his leg. So I was like cleaning up and like doing inventory too because he couldn't come in because he like shattered his femur. But yeah, then when I was like pointing it out, I was like, let me see everybody else's time cards. They're like, oh, well, that's actually proprietary information. And it took like a lot of like fucking like they like escorted me out.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I was.
You had like bodyguards with you out of the crypto farm?
No, they just had like two.
I
of
feel
the
like you
nice-
accidentally like one day you sort of like said a scheme that they could do. where you're like, you could have an Ethereum like powered militia
could do
or
a
whatever,
pump
and
and
they're like,
dump,
let's take that idea and get him out of here as quickly as possible.
No, dude, they just didn't fuck with me. They didn't fuck with my.
Dude,
I have line cook brain too, so like I would do things like I'd make a mistake up front, and I'd be like really kind of like Chick-fil-A polite with the customer. I'd be like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna go get that for you, and then I go into like the walk-in and be like, ah! And, like,
but that is.
that's a restaurant.
That is a restaurant. That's also so many jobs. That's like what a corporate job's like. Oh my god! Per our last email, and you're like, I'll circle back on that. And you go to the bathroom. You're like, why the fuck am I here? This is my life.
It's a
I failed
tailspin.
so many goddamn mistakes led to this moment, and like that's just what it is when you're being demeaned for a living.
Yeah, I remember I was like talking to Rowie about it because I lived with him, and I was just like, yeah, I don't feel happy at this job, even though it like kind of pays well. He's like, yeah, you're like in a cave where people are mean to you. You're like in Plato's cave. Like you're literally like a bunch of shadows on the walls are like yelling at you because their cappuccino's not hot.
Dude, working for rich people is really like when I worked at a country club as a server. It's also they don't even order off the menu; they just tell you what.
I'll
they
have
want.
my regular, and you're like a slave. They're just like you're like serving like racist rich people all the time, and like there's these like establishments. I remember like. I don't know who was it. Somebody had a joke where it's like you could tell like whose ancestors owned slaves at restaurants if like they like shake the ice in their glass at you.
The shaking the ice in the glass is like that's like pour. I want to pour like water on your head.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
But you also meet like really nice people too, where they're like, I was a server and like I completely get it, and when you're like. Weirdly enough, that'll kind of give you like a little extra wind in your sails to keep.
Yeah, because
going.
you're like you see me as like a person.
Yeah, it's restaurants like are kind of tough like anywhere, but like in New York just especially because you're like around a level of like wealth that's like, it's unfathomable. It's like, oh yeah, my father invented cereal, and you're just like, oh okay, I'm gonna go like stick my head in the dishwasher. I'll be right back with your food. It's really, it's...
You still work in restaurants?
No, I finally just got out. I'm, like, kind of, like, now in a corporate job, and I'm, like, I've never been in it before, and it's, like, I'm, like, adjusting well. Like, I'm really just kind of treating everybody at the office like they're one of my girlfriend's friends, and I'm just like, yeah, no, I'm completely normal. Hey, what's up?
That's so funny.
Yeah, it is. You're an office gig is, like, you're always visiting your girlfriend's family.
Yeah.
24/7. You're on your best behavior, really polite, fake laughing at horrible jokes.
I did kind of like raise like a flag though, because I was like doing the HR module that they make you take in the office jobs, where like you have to like do the harassment stuff. And it's just funny to me because it's like they design these things where like every other example is like a really like cogent kind of informative like thing. Like, oh yeah, don't say powwow. That's actually derived from like Native American stuff. So you're being offensive to indigenous people. It's like, okay. Didn't know that. And then the next one, some guy's being like, damn, you're Chinese. And it's just like this crazy thing.
It was so obvious. It's like he grabbed her tits. What should he have done?
What did Daryl do wrong?
And it's like, yeah, dude.
Yeah, those are like so utterly insane. Also, the acting is so bad.
It's bad acting. You're like,
It makes me sad to be like, that's an actor. Like someone was like, I booked a role.
Yeah. Someone told their family with like tears of happiness in their eyes.
I'm the office fondler, Mom. Oh, my Josh, he's a big star. He's the office fondler.
We had to do those at Home Depot, but those might have been stupid on purpose. They might have had to literally start with like, hey, don't like grab someone's tits.
Yeah, it is that. Well,
That's
that
like the
job's
daily.
different.
That's the
for, like,
daily
Aaron
affirmation
Ransom.
of Home
That's
Depot.
like,
Home Depot, don't grab someone's.
Damn,
Don't grab someone's tits. That's a
can't-
serenity prayer. Home Depot,
grab someone's-
give me the serenity to not grab their tits.
Give-
Give me the courage to accept
Lord.
the tips that I've grabbed. I cannot change the past.
Yeah, Home Depot is wild. It was also during COVID, so they'd be like, you had to like enforce a mask policy, but for like guys in Chicago doing like contract work, getting like $10,000 worth of lumber, be like, can you put your mask on? Like there were a couple times I was like, this guy's gonna like fight me.
Yeah, it's also like, they're covered in like sweat and blood, and they're like, I don't fucking got it. Yeah.
And we were like basically like an outlet Home Depot, like a really so like a
It
lot
was
of
in
people.
Chicago, right?
Yeah, and it was like one of the biggest ones in the country. So it was like the people who were coming there. Like sometimes it was people looking for stuff for their house, but a lot of times it was people being like, I'm building like a fucking building or like a house, and I'm getting all this shit here. And you're like,
I make rugs.
yeah, that's
I'm one of you guys. Hey, I'm Maddie. I make rugs. I'm a big old carpenter guy. Hey, I'm here. I'm a man just like you. What up? How do you do? Hi, it's Maddie.
Can you believe they sent another $1 billion to Ukraine? It's what they're doing with their tax dollars is unreasonable. Almost It seems like they're equivocal. If we're mad at one thing, I don't know. Like, what if maybe we have more in common as a working class?
Just trying to subtly like slip in communism.
And then a guy grabs my tits, and I'm like, "You didn't watch the video."
You didn't watch the video. So sorry, I'm new here. It's my first day.
You're really supposed to get that.
That's like the test. They're like, no, listen. You see those tits, you want to grab them. That's actually that's like a true or false question.
Yeah, it's.
That's a misleading. It really gets you there.
Hey, how else are they supposed to know I'm forklift certified? You know. Come on, it's a secret passphrase / handshake. You gotta
That's
go honk
actually where
honk.
the emergency button that like alert that calls the cops are.
Yeah.
It's just Maddie's tits.
Someone's robbing. It's a pair of tits under the under the counter.
Yeah.
And so someone will actually grab it, so you don't feel gay for calling the cops.
Yeah. Maddie's just like explaining her master stroke. It's like, yeah, I actually placed a microchip inside your thumb, and upon squeezing my tit, you're now a registered Democrat. And you're like, no! Welcome to the team, brother.
Yeah, it's all.
You give him a shirt that says "I grabbed her."
Oh my god! Yeah, that's how you get people to register to vote. Just make it you grab a pair of tits, and it's like boom, you're in. That's all you needed.
And that gets
Left
everyone.
Tip, healthcare, right dick, no healthcare. That's all we need.
Yeah. Oh man, I had to do like man on the street stuff over the summer for Kalshi, which was that like betting service for the election.
Oh my god!
And I was like,
Which is, dude, the amount of like sort of phrases from hell you've said this episode of being fired from the server farm, and I did man on the street stuff. For
yeah, and I was
banning
also
app
part
on
of. I was
elections.
also part of the beta trial for Neuralink. I've just been like, no, but I've been like exploited by tech bros for like the last 4 or 5 years I've lived
that
in
betting,
this city.
like before the election, it was so dark to be like, bet, see who will win. It's like, can you have an extra $80 over this person that may destroy your life? You know,
It is crazy. Talking to any of those people at like the rallies was like just so. It was nauseating, dude.
Wait, so were you going to like Trump rallies and
Trump
stuff?
rallies. Kamala
Whoa, what the
rallies.
fuck was that like?
I mean, some people were like surprisingly. I don't want to say the word chill, but they were just kind of like drunk guys being like, "Hey, what's up, brother?" And then you're
That
like,
is the weird thing
"Oh."
when you meet someone that you're like on paper, you kind of like want me dead, but then I meet you and you're like a good hang, and it's
Yeah,
like
it's tough.
it almost makes it harder because it's like if you were just evil, I could like write you off, but it's like you're a
Totally.
normal person that like believes
Yeah.
these
That's the
things.
problem with like growing up working blue collars. Like I've worked with most of those guys. Like in the job, it's just like, like Aaron has that thing where it describes it best, where it's just like the job's chill, but then guys will be like, "Oh, what do you think about this politics thing?" And you'd be like, "You first. I don't want to." And it's like a white Latino being like, "Immigration's it's awful. We got to kick them all out."
Yeah, you're like it's someone who's such a Schrodinger's cat of like I actually have
yeah.
no idea what you're about to
Yeah,
say
the
right now.
contradiction. Yeah, it's like everybody you talk to has like libertarian logic, where it's just like full.
but it also
full
could
circle
go.
contradiction. It's like it's a lot of circular logic sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, and they were kind of weird. I remember there's like a lady that like spit on me because she was like old school like Baptist Christian, like where like the act of gambling is like still a sin to her. So she was just like,
That's so funny
'Cause I was
that's how. I mean, I'm sorry you got
No.
spit on, but that's how backwards they are. That she was like gambling.
she was like, I was like, wait, why wouldn't you gamble in the election? I mean, like in my mind, I'm like, yeah, because it's like morally wrong to like try to do this. And she kind of like we ended up like kind of agreeing kind of tacitly because she was like, gambling will sway the feeble-minded, and then she like went, and it's like we kind of think the same thing, but for the
Damn.
different people. Where
You're
I'm
like, well, yeah, that's the point. That's
Yeah.
how we're gonna get to Q4's goals.
pretty
That's
much.
the feeble-minded bump is what we're looking for.
Yeah.
Like, exactly. It's also so gross the way gambling's being pushed on us, where it's like, okay, like healthcare, housing, that's never gonna like be affordable, but it's like the Mets might win.
Yeah, everything is so fucked that
Yeah.
it's like your best chance is just like maybe it just randomly happens.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, you do a more.
Yeah, maybe the Celtics win, and then you can pay your rent.
Yeah.
Like, it literally is a coin flip to live. That's going
Literally.
to be like MrBeast's new show.
mean,
And
that's
it's
why
like,
I was-
it's like a gun, a loaded gun at your head, and you're like, coin flip. I'm sorry, Mom.
Yeah.
And then he just sends out, he has like a Nickelodeon like slime thing, but it's like acid that eats you alive. They're like, tune in next week for MrBeast coin flip to win.
He's literally he's two-faced.
He's like, at least my family, it's like, you just got a month of free insulin. Boop and a boop. We live in hell. I swear to God. I know
My-
Maddie's scared of the
my
beast.
fault.
I ain't scared of no beast.
I'm not scared of MrBeast. I mean, I'm scared of him, but what's it gonna
I
do?
don't know. I mean, I didn't know if you were ambiently scared of him the way that, people fear the creator. People fear the wrath of Allah.
Nah,
you know?
Aaron.
No, 'cause what, his fans hate me now. I can't play a preschool. Like you're not even for
I
adults.
I sent a photo the other day because I saw the MrBeast bars in the bodega.
Yeah.
Bro, I saw that shit too,
I was
and
like,
it
what is
ruined my
happening?
day. Oh my god,
It's like,
he has so many fucking business ventures.
It's
Yeah.
crazy, dude. He's fucking.
it's all like 5 people. Like it's like 5 people who I know. We know who they're like. Who's doing this?
Oh my
that's the
God,
thing is
wait.
that, like, people are afraid of him, and it's like, I beat this guy in pickup basketball. I'm not afraid of him.
Mr. Beast looks like he could be one of Elon's kids.
He
Well, that'd
might
be a funny, like, he literally is.
Yeah,
He could have
one
been.
of those-
It makes
Because how do you start that fucking YouTube channel with no money? How do
Yeah.
you make your first video of I'm gonna give away $1 million?
Well, no, but
If
his
Elon
first,
Musk is your fucking dad.
His first video though, were him like counting to 1,000 underwater and stuff like
What?
that, which is like
Yeah, he got so all of his initial videos were like, it's weird. Streaming kind of came full circle where like when he started YouTube, like he kind of got big from like streaming challenges, where he was like, and this was before people were really streamers. He would like be like, yeah, I'm gonna watch like 14 hours of like Jake Paul videos.
Wow.
Comment and get in the chat and like and subscribe, or he'll like I'll count.
And
to
that's what
1,000.
broke his brain. You watch 14 hours of Jake Paul straight, and you're like, "What does it mean to live or die?
You're the
Is it
Manchurian
just
candidate.
chance who takes who takes the lead?"
what if any of it means?
Maybe he did just fry his brain. Yeah, you
Yeah,
counted to
he's
1,000
two-faced, dude.
underwater. You got like oxygen deprivation.
No,
you like
literally.
fried your brain, but then you had a ton of money, and so then you were like,
and
"I'm
also,
God."
you're exactly what like it's like when people say like, oh, Donald Trump's like what poor people would do if they're rich. MrBeast is like what an 8-year-old would do if he's a millionaire. I'm gonna have all my friends over and you gotta do little challenges. Are you the fastest? You get $1 million. Like, that's like what.
I think like
It's like
once
such
you
a
make
low
money,
rate.
you arrest your development. Like,
100%.
whenever
Yeah,
you make your
dude,
first $1 million.
I was just thinking about that. It's like why child stars are so fucked up when they grow up. It's like you better hope that if you get rich and famous, that it happens when you're like a developed, stable person.
Like people like when the Rizzler is no longer a child and he's a fat Italian man, it's gonna be so scary.
Who's the Rizzler?
He's gonna be assaulting women.
He's one of the, like,
little fat kid on the
Costco guys?
Costco guys channels. Like they brought him on Fallon. He's the guy that does the like.
I need to go on your guys' internet.
Yeah,
more.
no, you
So-
don't.
I'm like
I
very
think actually
tangentially
probably-
like aware of this, like
Yeah.
peripherally.
It's like
Yeah.
it is in pop culture now, just at this point, because it's like in so many people's algorithms. But it's like the most useless information to fill your brain with. But
I'm like in an algorithm where the reason I know about him is because I see tweets that are like, "Who the fuck is the Rizzler? I'm 50 and this headline doesn't make sense." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I get like trickle down like.
oh no, I get the mainline
Like,
stories. I'm drinking
like-
straight from the cow's teeth.
You got fucking bruises in your arm from where you.
Yeah.
Have you
Where I
ever
plugged
noticed
in.
that Wolfgang and the Rizzler are never in the same place at the same time?
Who in the Wizard?
Wolfgang and the Rizzler.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Wolfgang might be the Rizzler. I
Um,
do think. You ever think it's kind of interesting that like I was in a cafe the other day and I was just overhearing someone talking about like I just want to have like if I had money or when I get money, like that's like it's almost like that's the American nirvana of like when I get my $1 million, when the force like it's like the prophet when the prophecy is foretold on my personal journey, and I'm like, what if I'm like, well, that's statistically never gonna happen. You know what I mean? Like it's almost like no, that's like the promised land. That if I do all of the
things
the
that I'll be
things,
rewarded.
I'll get that. I'll get the salvation.
Yeah, you.
I'll
live
get
in
the
a
big
s-
MrBeast prize.
You live in a state of delusion for sure. I mean, yeah, it's
I mean,
crazy.
I guess with comedy, we're like we have a much higher chance than other
But
people.
we're doing something about
We're
it.
doing something.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's
It's
what I'm
like
saying.
it's not like what if it just I win the lottery or something.
No,
I mean it's look the odds are against like this is
Yeah.
this is kind of a crapshoot, but it's
Yeah.
like at least like
sure.
it's not just total random chance.
I was just
It's like,
talking about like more in American culture. This
Yeah.
idea
Yeah.
of you'll be like if I had a bunch of money, if I became super like what if I became one of the 7 people bullying everyone?
yeah, there's only like
It's literally like what if I was
literally 1 in a billion.
Yeah. It was one of the 7, not like, hey, why is there 7 people that are bullying everybody? And you're like, wish I was a big bully guy.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I don't
And it's
know.
almost like a kind of like it's like how Christianity kind of operates, and maybe other religions too. But like
Yeah.
the like this life is practice, and then you'll get to this second state where it all pays off. And it's like
Yeah.
no, what actually happens is they told you that, and now you're obedient in the only life you'll ever have.
Yeah. What if that? It's like that's an infomercial that plays as you're dying, and you're like, that was it. You're like, I hate to break it to you. There's no heaven. It was all an illusion to keep you working at Grubhub, and that was it.
The Grubhub CEO on
Yeah.
when you
Hey,
die.
I'm glad you guys came out. So we just sort of that whole book was just to keep you guys from killing
Yeah.
us.
We fucked you, buddy.
Sorry.
LOL. My
Hey,
bad.
Sorry, pal. There never was a McFlurry machine.
Yeah.
It was always broken.
It's a big delusion. And then then you're just like, well, enjoy
Well,
darkness forever.
I think that's why I always found comedy comforting, is because like in the real world, so many people have these like psychotic delusions and aspirations, but it's like veiled behind so many like niceties and pleasantries.
Yeah, comedy, we're like, no, I have this
Everybody's
one
mask
thing,
off, yeah.
and I'm doing it. Yeah.
And then you'll meet
Yeah.
somebody who's like, I have borderline personality disorder. I'm gonna be a problem as long as you know me. And you're like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, and I'm like, comedy, I'm like,
Yeah.
at least that person has a solid 30.
Yeah.
Maybe
You know
this
what I
makes me
mean?
think though. Maybe we do need religion because everyone is just most likely not going to have a fun life.
Full
And if everyone
circle.
knew that, they would lose their fucking minds.
And now
Like
we're
what
in the
were you
Nietzsche
describing?
train.
Because if the opium of the masses, it's like opium makes you really calm and happy.
Yeah, people
really fun.
People actually said that's what Marx meant. Not like opium of the masses, more like, no, it like makes a lot of people
chills
happy.
you out,
He's like,
yeah.
no, yeah, heroin's good.
We
Yeah.
forgot how like chill opium was in
Yeah.
society
It
at the time. Like, it
Right?
was very
They
smiled
got
upon.
They got a lot of stuff done.
That's so
You know what I
funny.
mean?
Yeah, it's the cold Bud Light of the masses.
Yeah, it's like, dude, bring back Jesus. I'm tired of fucking worshiping the Rizzler. Like,
It would
Yeah,
be,
can we at least have a religion that's like spiritual
Yeah,
and not just like capitalism?
That's kind of it. Like America, especially because they ruin it more and more. It's like, I don't know. That's why I feel like just like community. My religion's just hanging with the boys and the buddies.
Yeah. Oh, look at the bunnies cuddling.
Oh
cuddling.
my
It's
fucking
really-
god!
I'm literally not even kidding a little bit. That like is my religion. Like
Yeah.
to me, that's a thing that represents something like beautiful and like worth like sacrificing for. Is the way those fucking bunnies are cuddling
It's
right
also
now.
like, I don't know. You've taken.
but
they
imagine
would
if
never
those bunnies
be
were
able
$1
to
million.
Yeah.
I don't even like saying that as a joke. I love it so
No.
much. But yeah, no, it's like yeah, you really it's funny too that we're like we're drawing all these parallels between like the fantasy of heaven and the fantasy of getting rich, and then it's like but religion literally steals your money from you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because it's run by rich people. That's the problem, is that it's like on paper this good thing that gets infiltrated by grifters. Kind of like comedy. I guess.
Yeah, that's true. No, a lot of like, I think the pipeline to like right wing grifter in comedy and then like big mega preacher, they're kind of the same person.
Whoa.
Like they're pretty much like, oh, like you just found like you were always gonna say fake things for money.
Yeah, it was.
It's the same thing
it
'cause
was
you're like,
never
this
about
isn't-
having fun.
yeah.
You're not like actually about being a fun guy.
And it's the same thing because you're like, once this gets to an arena, you lose it. This wasn't meant to be over a 2,000 seater at most operation.
Yeah, no, yeah, Jesus in an arena stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jesus
Jesus
is more of a
Christ.
basement. Yeah.
Jesus Christ going around like, "Hello, my children. I'm in arena act now." Unbelievable. Unbelievable how many people. Christianity, biggest religion on the internet.
My show, Kill Jesus. He's hanging on a cross.
Oh my god.
I have all my disciples on stage. These are professional disciples. You are garbage. You don't even know scripture.
The Last Supper, but then you zoom out and there's a guy standing there trying to impress them.
That's so funny.
Saint Peter, an assassin. Unbelievable.
Wait, dude, so did you grow up religious though?
Kinda. My grandma, the white one, was very Southern Christian. She was Methodist, and like I went to church with her as a kid just because my parents like worked a lot. So like she watched us on Sundays. So ergo we go to church with her. But then I also went to like Hindu temple when my other grandparents watched me. I had like a phase in middle school where like the idea of it being perpetual darkness when we died scared me.
Sure.
And I like leaned into it.
Which one, Christianity?
Yeah,
or
we're
the
just going to
Hinduism?
church,
Yeah.
just because it was like an easy place to go to, and most of those guys went to school with me. But then all
Totally.
those kids were mean to me and called me gay, so I was like, Jesus is a lie.
Yeah. No, I don't feel happy. That's how I felt. I got sent to Jesus camp for.
And people were mean to me. Yeah.
Yeah, people sniffed it out. I did not fit in whatsoever.
Hey, you got to get bullied enough that you're like, I'm fine with it being eternal darkness after this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like that's cool. You're like, I like the idea of there being no heaven for you. You know what I mean?
I kind of came out with it. Like, I was very fortunate with how I came out with it, where I was like, I kind of like was like, all right, I don't know if I believe any of this stuff, but also being that like guy that's just like a militantly like proud atheist, like, none of this is real. It's
Yeah,
like,
I
oh,
went
that's
through that
so
phase.
annoying.
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
I'm glad I kind of got to skip that. I tried it.
You want
once.
to see something crazy? Sorry, I'm still listening,
No,
but I'm
yeah,
going to show
go
you something
for it.
crazy.
Well, I tried it once, and they were like they kind of got my ass, dude. I like went by my middle name in middle school,
Mhm.
which is like my full name's Wolfgang Nicholas Hunter, and I would go by Nicholas at church. And they called me Dickless Hunter for like a whole like month because I said like, well, Jesus isn't real. You might as well say Santa Claus is real. I tried it once, and like, I don't know.
Yeah, kids get really up in arms. I did that shit in kindergarten because my dad was like a big atheist,
Yeah,
and I just like
You
parroted.
just regurgitated. I was
I was just like,
regurgitating my dad.
God is a
Dude.
lie, and they were like so mad at me.
And that's like what I learned. I learned I don't know if I go for the whole God thing, but also my dad is a dork, and I shouldn't base my personality around him. I should be somebody cooler.
Totally, 100%.
There's also like a lack of like community and sense of like shared responsibility and blah 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 that religion gives you through like flawed ways, but that if you go totally like militant atheist, it's like you kind of lack the like very human thing that draws people to religion. All that to say, I went through a similar phase, and this is what this is the lecture I asked to attend at Duke for my 9th birthday.
No way.
That's me and Richard Dawkins on my
No
9th
Can we
birthday.
make that the
Dude.
thumbnail for this episode?
Yeah, you got to
Yeah,
do that.
like you and Richard Dawkins. It's so
I'm gonna
funny.
send it to Ben right now.
God.
That's so. What's so funny
Oh
about
my God.
this is like I had like me and Maddie have always like operated like we're from like this two parallel dimensions that were like running along with each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I was brought to a Noam Chomsky thing in 3rd grade. So it's just like old, like really radical
Yeah.
lectures and stuff. You know, you're from LA, San Francisco.
The one thing I will say that's like good about that, even though like I disagree with a lot of the like especially like social stuff that Richard Dawkins says, although he's like a great scientist, but it's like it is a cool thing as a kid
to
to-
question stuff.
yeah,
I think that is good.
and to be encouraged to do that, and to be encouraged to think something that goes against the grain of everything around you. It's
Yeah.
like I think that is like a healthy thing to encourage a kid, and it's also like normal for kids to like within reason like have phases of what they believe and then disagree with themselves later. Like
that's
I
being a
am
human
glad that
being,
I went through that. Yeah. But it's
Yeah.
that picture is fucking
Yeah, no,
It's
you have
hilarious.
You have to be a real person. You have to like have a phase where you look back on it and you feel like a tool.
Yeah.
If you just hit nothing but net in your whole life, you're probably still a tool.
Yeah, you didn't learn
You
anything.
didn't learn
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
Every year I was like, well, I was an idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do wonder how like Gen Z kids now that are like younger than us that are like growing up really, really online and on a version of the internet that's like social media, not like the YouTube like, you know, Smosh and College Humor that we had, but like a really like streamlined
It's
like
schizophrenic, unregulated stuff. Like,
Dude,
it's gotta
yeah.
be so damaging.
and it's like you're probably not gonna let you're not going to let your mind wander to quote unquote bad ideas. And again, I'm saying this within reason. It's like, it's not like, hey, everyone goes through a, you know, rapist Nazi phase. Like there's within reason, but it's like, but within reason, you should let yourself explore bad ideas because that's how you figure out that you don't agree with them. And I wonder about kids that are like, if you spend enough time on the internet, you start to censor your own brain as if everything you're thinking is happening on a world stage.
Well, it's also because a lot of people post and make videos so immediately. Like, I feel like, I don't know, whatever. I was like, I didn't spend that much time on that portion of the internet, but like the way that like a young person can be like, I was just thinking this thing, boom, I'm filming video. It's like they're just talking. Where like I think to me, I kind of feel like a photo in the 1800s, where it's like, put on a suit, we're taking a picture. You know,
It's formal.
I'm
It's like a
I
big.
feel like if I'm posting a video, it's like a podcast clip, it's a stand-up, it's like a sketch, it's like a fucking thing. It's not just me being like,
Kenyon,
I'm just
put on your
talking.
Sunday best. We're doing crowd work clips. Don't let your mother see you wearing something so shabby. You'll be asking women if they're dating.
Kenyon in a big flowy church hat.
Yeah.
Hello.
Oh my.
But
Now,
yeah,
what
it's like
do
you don't-
do for work, my good fine son.
I have a feather in my cap.
But yeah, people get so like intimate with it that it's like it's just like here's access to my brain, but it's like that fucks up like your brain then isn't like a private safe space for you to. It does make you feel like crazy.
Yeah, like sometimes, dude, you just gotta put your phone in another room and just get drunk and like hang out. Like you can't be just on the phone all the time.
Yeah.
You truly need to start like that. That's like a bro religion that could save America. Just put your phone in the other room and just get drunk and
Just
hang
get
out.
drunk and hang out, yeah.
It's like QAnon dies.
I literally think it's probably better for you to have like low grade alcoholism than be
Roast
on
the
your phone
phones. Oh,
24/7.
100%.
I think whatever. even,
That's probably
Like,
true.
even if you have like, well, it's like sometimes like some of the wellness shit annoys me because it's like, okay, like it'd be better for you to like, I don't know, whether it's like beer, you get together with people and you eat ice cream. Like if it's better for you to do an unhealthy thing as a community than like be
Yeah.
an alienated wellness zombie that judges everybody.
Yeah.
100%.
Like, it's like if you're listen, not that I'm against that. Like exercise is fucking great for me and my mental health, but I'm saying like you don't have to be like perfect 24/7.
Yeah.
And I think being unperfect is what brings a lot of people together. Whether it's like we're having a birthday party, you eat cake. We don't all do sit-ups. You know what I mean? Like it's like sometimes we do enjoyable things that are not like perfect for your blood sugar or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, but sometimes I get annoyed with like disappear in 6 months, and everyone will see, and it's like, and
Yeah.
then what?
It's so like it's so about like isolation.
Yeah.
Someone was they were talking
Bro, I'm
about
trying to go to Dagestan for 2 to 3 years and forget.
What's Dagestan?
It's where all the white like UFC fighters, the white Muslims in the like UFC go. It's like a bro thing on the internet. They're like, send your kid to Dagestan for 2 to 3 years and forget.
Wait, is it a real country or it's like
Yeah, it's in the Caucasus region.
Oh, wow.
It's like it
Never-
used to be part of the Soviet Union.
I've never
Damn.
heard of Dagestan.
Oh yeah.
because everyone there's moving in silence.
Yeah. No, it's these
It's
people
like
are.
it's too base to exist
Yeah.
on a map.
They're
It's like when you
freaks.
hit a level on crypto that a passport
wait.
to Dagestan appears in your hand.
It's one of those like motivational edits like and then when they see you, you will just be different. But it's flashes and it's part of the USSR now.
No, 'cause I-
like a bulking edit, but it's like
Yeah,
that.
I'm becoming president of Dagestan. But like I just get so many of those videos on my algorithm, and I have to be like not because like I don't know I like running. I listen to like a fucking like kind of like hype music when I'm running, and then because of that, Instagram's like I know what kind of guy you are, and it's like wake up at 6 a.m. fucking move in silence, cold shower, and you're like. How about I do like one of those things? How about I go on a run and talk to my friend? You know what I mean? Like
That's what I was gonna say too. Is
Yeah.
there's this guy was like talking about it was somehow in relation to Luigi. I don't even know. He was like, but there was a phrase that really stuck with me where he was like, it's these guys that are into fitness but not sports, and I was like, that's exactly it. It's like fitness is great, but like be on like a soccer team, like have fun.
Yeah.
Don't be like,
why are you in shape? It's like, because my body needs to be a weapon.
yeah. You're like, what is that?
I am that guy though, because I like fitness, but I do not like sports. But I just
Yeah,
view it
but
as like a quick little like,
Yeah, but
oh, you just run and run, you feel good.
Yeah.
but that's fine. You just want to take care of yourself. Like you don't have like a paramilitary like ulterior motive.
No,
to
I'm
being
not
in
trying to
shape.
become a weapon.
Yeah, dude.
I'm
you're
trying
not-
to take the weapons out of my hand.
There's like fucking. There's fucking.
Yeah, you're running, so I don't have anything resembling a gun near me.
Yeah.
yeah.
There's mentally impaired men out there that are like, I want to be Batman. You're like, you're an insane person.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the other thing about like working out for your mental health. It's like when I would just have like some people who say the gym is my therapy. It's like now we have a mentally unstable person who's swole, and it's like that's like not what I want. That's not what anybody wants.
That's so funny.
yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know.
But
It-
you're right. Yeah, sports is a good thing, like soccer or something. You
Well,
should
just
just
something
do
that's
stuff together.
Communal.
That's
Yeah,
the
you
point
can't
of the
spend too much time by yourself.
You get weird.
You get
Yeah.
really weird, man.
I think that's
Yeah.
like why a lot of America get like particularly like more like white outcasts get super weird. Is they're you could very easily slip into loneliness more. If
Yeah.
you're not part of a communal, like we're all going to church, we're all going to this thing. Like if you're like, oh, you're just the kid that everyone kind of leaves alone because you're supposed to be on like your own hero's journey. Like it's way
Yeah.
like there's more checks and balances if you're around other people.
Yeah.
To be like,
And
oh,
if
you
you're like
did,
a white
you-
suburban kid, it's like you're so in like this like atomized, like individualistic,
Mhm.
like kind of like anti-communal
Well, yeah,
things.
you don't
like,
have like
yeah.
a culture to attach to where it's.
it's like we're gonna meet
And
up with
also, our
everyone at
music
each
is
other. Yeah,
just
'cause it's
like
your
so much
parents are not even-
sadder. Like most other cultures' music is really upbeat and like let's party, and then like you're just a kid in the suburbs by yourself being like, drink up, baby, don't, and it's just fucking listening to Elliott Smith
Yeah.
trying to disassemble an AR-15 like in 10 seconds. It's really not good for you. There's like too much individualism makes you really weird. It really is
Mm.
like debilitating after a certain point.
So you got to beat the bunnies. There's 2 of them.
Yeah, dude, you gotta
There's
be
the
the
love.
bunnies, man.
You
Yeah.
gotta be the bunnies. Wolfgang, if you could be an animal, what animal would you be?
Oh man, that's tough.
Like 5'15".
Maybe
Yeah.
like a lobster. I don't
Like the
know.
Jordan Peterson thing.
No.
He's like so obsessed with lobsters.
Really?
for
What's
some
his thing with
reason.
lobsters?
I forget it. He's just like the lobster
Oh.
can change for some. He's like,
No,
be the
no.
lobster, and he had like a lobster shirt. Like
Okay.
that's his big manly
Well, you have
creature.
to be the lobster because the lobster.
No, I think.
Whoa, that's a
Oh,
great Jordan
crazy good.
Peterson. What the hell?
Crazy good JP, you've been sleeping on us.
Can we ask
Oh,
you,
dude.
Jordan Peterson, why do you want to be a lobster?
Well, because I'm actually afraid of mortality and the infinite darkness that comes with death, and lobsters can
Their telomeres don't stretch like every other creature, so they can ostensibly live forever. And I just want to live forever so I can spend all my time with my hot daughter, Michaela. Rockin' tits.
Dude, that is maybe the best Jordan Peterson I've ever heard.
Thank
Jordan
you.
Peterson, how'd you feel about the shows you saw in New York?
Well, it's no mothership comedy club. I feel like you go to the Comedy Cellar on the weekends and you don't realize that all the comics you want to see are touring on the weekends. So you're seeing a lot of the late night writers and people still trying to polish out their stuff. And it's like,
Me.
I'll
He
just-
saw me.
yeah,
He
I
was
saw
at a
you.
show.
He saw you.
No, literally, he was at a show at the Cellar, and I went up in front of him.
Well, when Maddie
What do you-
talked about cookies on the internet, I was like, that's a very good wordplay right there. Because she's not talking about physical cookies that you eat, even though that's what she's implying. She's actually talking about internet cookies. So it's very clever because, like, you can say one word and it means something else entirely.
Oh, so you like the body positivity message.
Body positivity. Didn't really like you making fun of incels. I mean, on Patreon from those guys. They're good, hardworking men. They've just lost their way because women won't give them pussy.
Dude, that is crazy.
That's
That is
like
crazy.
Actually insane.
But that really did happen, that he was at a show, and
that blew my
I
brain.
went up and I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me, dude?"
That like would break
Like,
the
oh,
fourth wall.
I
I'm like,
thought
I'm
you
s-
were. I thought you were Josh Adam Myers in my peripheral. Jordan Peterson.
Well, what do you do for work? Did you go to the bank today?
Josh Adam Peterson.
Josh Adam Peterson is crazy. Oh my god.
Hey, dude.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Does your boss know that you resent him?
Josh Adam Peterson.
So good.
Holy fuck, dude. Oh my god.
But that's crazy.
When you have sex with your wife, do you fulfill your duty to procreate the wife?
Do you make your bed every day? It's the first thing you should do in the morning.
just in a tuxedo.
God damn.
Oh.
Holy fuck. That might be, we're not going to top
We
that.
might
That's the
cap it
funniest thing
there.
I've ever heard.
Hey guys, I'm with her. It's my special on YouTube. Check it out.
Wolfgang out. Wolfgang's fucking hysterical.
Watch the special, run it up,
Yeah.
share it with friends.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
go do bar trivia. Get out of the fucking house.
go
Touch grass.
touch grass.
Watch the special and then
Get a
touch
bunny.
grass.
Watch the special, get a bunny, touch grass in that order. God damn it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And come see us on the road.
Come see us on the road. You got what's that thing you use, Maddie?
Punch Up Live. I got
Punch
Punch
Up
Up Live, my Instagram bio. All my tour dates are on there, and you can sign up to find out when I'm doing your city.
I'll be at some of them, and you know me. I'm around. I'm on the pod. I'm with you.
Swag.
We'll see you next week.